after this whole section of drawing so intently, I was so burnt out, like so art blocked. So then I did this little drawing of Epiphany with a brush, like a black brush pen that I found, and alcohol markers. It's not the best. Her eyes are too big for my liking, but I think it's cute. And then on the following page we have Alice. This is when I tweaked her design a little bit and made her how I actually wanted her to look. I still do like this other design, where is it? Specifically this drawing, but I changed it a little bit. Got her hair texture a bit more accurate. However, as you can see, I was still extremely art blocked. And this is what happens to my style when that happens. Like, her eyes get so massive and just like, it's not exactly how I want it to be, you know? But whatever, it's whatever. We move on from it. So this is a little bit about Alice Finch, and then I drew her here with her cigarette and her dancing. Yeah, so this is a better design. I just don't think I executed it very well because I was extremely art blocked, extremely burnt out from drawing. Then moving on, we have Elsinore. I was still art blocked here, as you can tell by the eyes, but I was kind of breaking out of it a little bit. Elsinore is actually Echinus's niece. So Adelaise, I'm just saying names, I don't even know if you guys are following along. Here is, hang on. So Adelaise here, Adelaise and her husband Volker. Adelaise is Echinus's sister. They had a kid, Elsinore, and then so therefore Elsinore is Echinus's niece. Elsinore runs away from her parents, Adelaise and Volker, because she also has the calling of wanting to see the ocean and the world and everything. So she stows away on Echinus's ship, and then Echinus finds her, obviously, and then takes her under her wing, teaches her how to be a good captain. So these are some drawings of Elsinore. Despite me being art blocked, I think these are pretty cool, like her hook hand. And I think this one is good. Like, I got the style a little bit better here. But yeah, that's Elsinore. This is back to Alice again. This is Alice and this is Mara. And Mara actually is Danny, who is the player of Crota, who I drew earlier as a girl. In our new campaign that we're doing, he is playing Mara, and Alice and Mara are very good friends. So this is them sneaking through the halls of the convent that they are part of. I won't explain the premise of the campaign too much because I have rambled quite a bit about stories of the characters, but I'm not a big fan of this drawing. I don't like the eyes, but this one of Mara and this one of Alice are quite cool. I just did them all in black and white. And there was meant to be another scene drawing here, but I never did it. And I don't think I will, because I was kind of still burnt out here and I'm not really feeling this page. Anyway, moving on. Back to the ocean characters again. This is Echinus and Elsinore. I imagine this was just after they had like raided a village or something. Echinus is saying cheers to the future daughter of the sea, because I think when Elsinore joins her crew, Echinus is kind of like pushing a little bit for Elsinore to take Echinus's place in the future, to kind of take over the mantle of being this feared, dread pirate. But Elsinore's like, stop! I could never live up to what you've done and everything. So yeah, that's what this picture is kind of saying here. After Echinus kicks Maddox off her ship, that is when Elsinore joins the crew, and they sail around for more years, and during those years Maddox is actually still hunting down Echinus, so Echinus can never really rest in one place or anything, because Maddox will always catch up to her. So yeah, but anyway, Echinus and Elsinore. This was done in acrylic paint marker. And then I did a little family portrait of Volker, Adelaise and Elsinore when she was a little girl. Really cute. I'm not a big fan of Adelaise or Volker's faces, but it's whatever. The main focus is meant to be on Elsinore, so yeah. I did this in alcohol marker and pencil. Then moving on, oh yes, I've had to censor this because this is Elsinore again when she's grown up in the normal timeline. There was this really cool picture I saw on Pinterest and I was like, I have to draw that as Elsinore, so I did. I really don't like her face, but the rest of it is cool. If you could see the whole of it, you would see that it's really cool, but her face is just not my favorite. But yeah, here she's holding this bowl, and this bowl is actually relevant in the next coming pages. Here is more Elsinore. I like this one. It was done in that brush pen again, and some water-based markers. And then this drawing, I liked it a lot better before I coloured and inked it. Like, the sketch was way better, but yeah, you know, that happens. Elsinore, I mean, Ekenus is training Elsinore to be a captain, of course, and there is a class, a D&D class called Captain in Boulder Spire of Secrets. So this is Elsinore as captain of the Jolly Roger banner, which is the subclass. So she's holding this banner in her hand, which I think to symbolize that what her class is. But yeah, it's cool. I liked her better as a sketch. It's whatever. And then I have, before I flip the page, I have this whole other story. I have this whole other story for Elsinore, because at one point, like way in the future, Ekenus is extremely run down from having to run from Maddox all the time. She kills Maddox over and over again, but he's like this kind of deathless being that will always rise from the dead and always keep trying to find her. I want her to be like completely run down. Yeah, I like putting my characters through hell. But in the future, in that time when she's completely like at her wit's end, Elsinore takes over as captain for a little bit, over the crew and over the Storm Witch, and also a small fleet, like armada, that Ekenus has built up. So she's not only a captain of just one ship anymore, she's built up this like armada. But anyway, Elsinore takes over a little bit while Ekenus sorts her shit out. And so I was like, Elsinore needs a lover because I'm a hopeless romantic and I have to give my characters lovers. Well, not all my characters, some of them are asexual and aromantic, but I made this character Llewellyn, I can't even say their name, Llewellyn Larkspur. They are a kitsune and they are gender fluid. They were not born with a biological sex, so they quite literally changed their form. They're a shapeshifter, so they changed their form to whatever to match their gender. So I actually put a lot of thought into their design. I put a lot of thought into their colour palette. I tried out quite a few colour palettes in my other sketchbook that I use just for like ideas and stuff, not my main sketchbook. And I came up with this one. I settled on this one, which I really like. So this is Llewellyn's gender neutral form. It's really cool. They have the tassels on the ears. They have the big bushy tail of a kitsune. Oh, actually, I came up with classes for them as well, D&D classes. So they're Bard, College of Masks, and the Monk, Way of the Rose. I'm not actually sure where those are from. I think they're from Boulder Spire of Secrets, of course. Then here is Llewellyn's more feminine form. And also Llewellyn messes with the scales of masculinity and femininity within the forms that they take. So they might be a more masculine woman or a more feminine man, or, you know, neither of either. Here is more Llewellyn. Their more masculine form, their male form, and then another feminine form here. Llewellyn is a spirit that guards this temple on this very remote island. Within this temple is a power, let's just say. There's just this mote of glowing power that is housed within this temple that Llewellyn is tasked to protect at all costs. It's a thing of legend among pirates. All pirates know that there is this power that lives in this temple on this island, and it's called the Blanchamel Star. That is the name that has been given. So Llewellyn is the spirit that guards that. As you can see here, Elsinore is like the only one within millennia to get into the temple and steal the Blanchimel star, because it is prophesized that whoever consumes the Blanchimel star will gain powers untold. Still haven't quite figured out what those powers are yet. But this is how Llewellyn and Elsinore meet. Elsinore gets into the temple. There's a whole story about how she gets into the temple as well, but she consumes the Blanchimel star right here. I really like these drawings of her as well. I think the light came out quite well. I did them in just alcohol marker and lined them in pencil. But yeah, her discovering the Blanchimel star, and this bowl actually is this same bowl here. So the vessel of the Blanchimel star, she's holding it here, and yeah, it's the thing that would hold the star. The way that Elsinore gets into the temple is that she gets her hands on a 9th level spell scroll of time stop, because anyone who stepped foot into the temple has immediately been cut down by Llewellyn. But Elsinore has found this scroll of time stop, so she's able to freeze time. I actually figured out the whole mechanics of the time stop spell and how long Elsinore would have to get into the temple and steal the star. I calculated the whole thing. Elsinore actually gets this scroll of time stop from my Curse of Strahd character, Cersei. Where is she? Here. She gets the time stop scroll from Cersei because they are somewhat nearby geographically, in the same area of the world. So Elsinore bargains with Cersei and gets this spell scroll of time stop, which is funny because I had planned that out, and then I actually remembered that Cersei actually does have a spell scroll of time stop from the Curse of Strahd campaign. She was meant to use it in the big final fight with Strahd, but she never needed to, so she still has that scroll, which is awesome. So then in a very far future, after the Curse of Strahd campaign, Elsinore gets that scroll, uses it to get into the temple, consumes the Blanchimel star. That's why Llewellyn is just like here, looking at her while she's consuming the star but not doing anything, just like in shock, because actually Llewellyn is frozen in time in this drawing. But yeah, so I think it's quite funny. Here is this whole, I wrote down the whole story about how Elsinore gets in and consumes the star. The thing is, I obviously calculated, as I showed you, the mechanics of Elsinore using this scroll of time stop, and it would not give her enough time to get out of the temple once she has consumed the star. So, I drew Llewellyn once they realise what will happen when the spell wears off. They are, of course, extremely angry. They grab Elsinore and they're telling her to cough it up, but obviously she can't. She's now absorbed the power of the star, and she's kind of blinded in this split second, because she would definitely be able to at least hold her own against Llewellyn, but she's blinded because she's just consumed this extremely powerful thing, and she starts like spouting this prophecy in a different language. I actually can't remember what language I wrote this in. I think it was Celestial. She starts spouting this prophecy after consuming the star. But yeah, I think this is done in watercolor because I had limited art supplies with me at the time, so I just had my little watercolor palette. So yeah, and then I lined it in red ballpoint pen. Then we're skipping ahead here, but Llewellyn then decides that they still should carry out their duty to protect the Blanchimel star, and since Elsinore is now technically the Blanchimel star because she absorbed the power of it, Llewellyn is now pledged to protect Elsinore. So here's a little drawing I did. I like this one. It's in acrylic paint marker, and it's just Llewellyn holding Elsinore's shoulders protectively. I don't know how bad the glare is on this, so yeah. So they they started getting friendly. I made a little booklet of them and some little scenes that would happen between them as they're getting to know each other, and yeah. So this is Llewellyn using their mage hand on Elsinore. And then Llewellyn pledging themselves to Elsinore. Llewellyn protecting Elsinore. And then here I wanted to, in these past drawings I had not drawn Elsinore very accurately because she is meant to have broader shoulders and a specific face shape like this. She's meant to have broader shoulders, but here I've drawn her quite petite and narrow, I would say, so I was trying to draw her a bit more accurately here. Here she is as captain of the Storm Witch in Echanuse's place temporarily, and then she makes Llewellyn her first mate, so here's Llewellyn being the first mate, I guess. I like this drawing of them. I think I prefer Llewellyn's gender neutral form the most. Oh yeah, and then I drew their first kiss here is Elsinore kissing Llewellyn on the cheek, and then their second kiss is a proper kiss that would happen, I think, like on the deck of the ship at night time, but I really like it, it's really cute. And that's the end of that little booklet. And then I had to cover up this whole page completely because let's just say they get very friendly. And it's a shame I have to cover it up, I definitely do, but the whole colour scheme of this spread with the little booklet and this page, I really like, but I can't show it to you, so it's a shame. Then I was very burnt out again. I remember being very burnt out after drawing all of the Llewellyn and Elsinore stuff. So I drew Elsinore one last time because I was getting kind of sick of drawing her, to be honest. But I really like this drawing. Here are her two titles. She does take on very much in the future. She takes over as captain for Echanuse for a little while Echanuse sorts her stuff out. Echanuse becomes the captain again, and she's the daughter of the sea, she's Dread Pirate captain for a long time until Echanuse is really old, and I still haven't quite figured out the whole story there for far in the future. But at some point Elsinore does become the daughter of the sea in her place, like fully, not just temporarily, and her other title is of course the Blanchamel Star because she absorbed the star. But I really like this dress I drew her in because it looks like water with the foam and everything, and the like barnacles and coral and seaweed on the chair that she's sitting in I think is really cool. On this page I have Echanuse talking to Lacey, who is one of the members of her crew that I actually designed in my past sketchbook. Let me just find it, because she's in the lineup, the full lineup of the crew. Lacey is there, and she's really cute. She's a little green dragonborn. I also play Lacey in a campaign that is set before Lacey joins Echanuse's crew, so kind of I'm currently playing Lacey's backstory in a little campaign that I play with my two brothers and my mum, so it's a really sweet like home game with my family, and I play Lacey in that. But this is just a little drawing of Echanuse telling Lacey to tell the crew that they should kill Maddox on sight, so that's lovely. And then just a little drawing of Lacey with the lyrics to the song Lacey by Olivia Rodrigo, because I do actually relate that song to Lacey. So yeah, that's cool. I did this in alcohol markers, I can't remember if I said that already. I did this in alcohol markers, lined it in coloured pencil. This was in acrylic paint markers, and so was this. Then more Lacey. I love this spread so much. Like this drawing of Lacey, she's so pretty. So this is her sitting on the kind of railing of the Storm Witch ship with the ocean behind her. It's so cute. And then Lacey again with her classic outfit, her purple dress with her green shawl. So cute. And she is a green dragonborn, so that means she has a breath weapon and she breathes poison, which is kind of cool. And from my D&D sticker book, at the back of the D&D sticker book, it has stickers for each letter in different D&D alphabets. So here I wrote Lacey's name, which is Lacey Laveau, her full name. I wrote it in Draconic, which is pretty cool. And then I couldn't help myself. I made Lacey a girlfriend. They're gonna have a kind of enemies to lovers kind of deal going on. But she has a dragonborn girlfriend. She's called Chinatsu Xanthus, and I wrote that in Draconic as well here. It was also hard deciding on her colour palette. I wanted it to complement Lacey's, but I didn't want too much of Lacey's colours in Chinatsu's design, so I didn't want too much green or too much purple. So here she is. I did this in acrylic paint marker, and I actually really liked this little like shoulders up drawing I did of Chinatsu, but the pen from this side like rubbed over, like I didn't let it dry long enough before shutting the pages, and it transferred over and it kind of ruined this drawing, which sucks because I really liked this drawing. I think I'm getting better at drawing dragonborns, like I'm getting more practice in drawing anthropomorphic characters. So yeah, Chinatsu is a white dragonborn, which means they have a breath weapon of frost and cold, so they breathe like ice, which is pretty cool. Moving on, these are the last few pages of this book. I know I've been going on for so long, but here's Ekanus again, because honestly, like, she's one of my favourite characters. Bear in mind, I've only played her one time in one shot, but I have this whole story for her in my head, so I love her so much, and it's just her attitude that I love. Here I did this drawing. I like it, but her nose is not right. That's not what her nose looks like. Her nose looks better here, but I don't like her nose there. But it's her walking through the market. I collaged the background, which is not something I usually do, but I didn't want to draw it, so I collaged like this market kind of looking background. It's her walking through the market looking for something to steal, because that's just who she is. And here she is at a jewellery stand, definitely about to steal something, but I really like this drawing. Her face is very good here, like that's kind of how I imagine her. And here I wrote down the name of a song that, or a piece of music that I really relate to Ekanus and her crew, and I imagine them like doing shenanigans, pirate shenanigans to it, and it's called The Captain's Dance by Marcus Warner. Yeah, it's very cool. And then here she is stealing said jewellery from the market stand and her running away. And then I designed, so overall I'm pretty sure Ekanus has 8 lovers. Is it 8 lovers? It's like the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo kind of vibe if you've read that book. But she has Maddox, Lachlan, Fliss, Harlow, wait, who else does she have? And then she has Bayu the Selkie. And then she has, yeah, so she has 7 lovers. I didn't mean to do that, but I guess that is how it turned out. So I was designing the last 2 of her lovers. One is this Leonin character that I wanted to design to be like a sphinx. Like a sphinx Leonin would be really cool. Leonin in D&D, by the way, is like a lion person, like lion folk. So I designed him here. I don't so much like his outfit I gave him, but I really like this little portrait I did of him. I like his hair and everything. And I gave him like a sun disk that ancient deities in ancient Egyptian mythology have. And I gave him the wings as well. And I think it's really cool. I think he can have that sometimes if he wants and sometimes not. I don't want him to be like fully a god, but he does have like some powers, hence why he has the sun disk and everything, because that symbolizes like sovereignty. So I think he would be some kind of leader or something from his, I don't know if it would be a pack or like his group of Leonin. I like to think that Ekanus would steal shiny jewelry and stuff to give to this character who I haven't actually named yet because I drew this literally the other day. She would steal shiny stuff to give to him because he likes shiny things, and that necklace I think would be from Ekanus. Yeah, he's cool. And then this is the second to last page. It's more Ekanus, of course. Here I haphazardly started to design Ekanusa's final lover. Her actual lover that she ends up with will be Bayu the Sulky, but she has lovers in between, of course. It's this night woman. I have like hardly any information about her because I just did this drawing and I didn't even finish it. I didn't finish lining it. I did it in gouache. I hate gouache. I think it's user error. I think I just am not good at using it, but it never comes out right for me. And then I have just a drawing of Ekanus. I guess I was trying to fill up space, to be honest. And then I have this drawing of Ekanus with her looking manic and bloodthirsty. With the lyrics of King by Florence and the Machine. I am no mother, I am no bride. It fits Ekanus very well. So yeah. Her swords don't look exactly right here. She's meant to have like curved swords, like scimitars. Which I know is like such a stereotype for blood hunters to have because she is a blood hunter. But it was actually inspired by Druzduard and this guy, for people who don't know. But yeah, she does fit the stereotype as well. And then this is the final page. It's her. It says I am king to finish the lyrics. And I bloody love this drawing. It's so cool. It's so perfectly Ekanus. It's her dancing with her two scimitars. I think it's awesome. It's so cool. And I did this in gold. I don't know if the light will catch it. Yeah, it's golden. It's so cool. And then this is a somewhat old drawing I did of Adelace. It's just, I just stuck it in here on the final page with swatches, over the swatches. It's her waving goodbye, so I thought that was good for the end of the sketchbook. And yes, that is the end. This is just like where I swatch stuff and write down all the characters that I want to draw. This is the list of characters I want to draw in my next sketchbook. And then I have my little pocket, which is where I put stuff like figuring out the time stop spell. This lovely jellyfish drawing that my young stepsister did for me for my birthday. It's so cute. And then, yeah, a picture of Vi that's gonna go in my next sketchbook. But yeah, I'm so sorry that this was such a long sketchbook tour. I did ramble a lot about my characters, but I hope that you enjoyed the art. I'm very proud of this sketchbook, hence why I was talking so much as well. But yeah, I definitely want to do more things than just sketchbook tours. I want to, I don't know, do more art related things. And I know I don't have that many viewers, but I am very grateful for even just one person who listens and likes listening to me ramble about my characters. So thank you very much. I'll quickly show you the things that I have that jangle on my sketchbook. I have this Dungeons and Dragons official, they do like this little like blind box acrylic pin thing, and I got one and I got a mimic in it, so that was really cool. And then I have this little pin of Chris Dreamer that Rudy gave me. And then I have, let me stand up for this. I have Infinite Void Domain Expansion hand symbol. I got this at a festival. It looks very much like the Summerheath symbol, so I got it and I put it in my book. And then I have this little cue for Quill that one of my friends got me. But yes, thank you very much for watching my sketchbook tour, and I hope to see you soon with something. Be that a look through my D&D characters, journals, or something else to do with drawing. I hope to see you soon. But thank you very much.